Hello everyone, it's Unit 13 here on Scene at the Homestead, and I want to share with you my homemade moon clip carrier for the spare rounds that when I'm carrying my Smith & Wesson J-frame. This is what I carry my spare rounds in. I've been doing it for a while and tested these things out, and they work fine for me, and that's why I'm sharing them with you now. If you want to make some of these, you can follow along with the video here and see what I did to do it. It just started off as an idea to keep the moon clips from being squeezed together. You know, that's the issue, carrying those things. How are you going to keep those in the pocket without damaging them or even, know that you did or you didn't? So I was looking around, and we have plenty of these in these specimen collection tubes, and you can see I just stuck it in on the end of the a loaded moon clip, and it fit perfectly. It kept those, it keeps the bullets from moving around or squeezing down on each other that would bend that moon clip. And then you can see I found also these medicine bottles that we have in our facility. So I don't know why I thought I'd try to put them together, but I did, and you can see what it came out like here. The top's a little loose, so I was like, that's too much space. So what happens if I cut it down? So you're going to find out what happens. Follow me along. So the first thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a drill, some type of cutting, some way of cutting. You're going to need a screwdriver and a drill bit of the appropriate size for your screws. The other thing that you're going to need is the tube, the medicine bottle, screws, and hot melt glue. So if you want to, follow along with me here and I'll show you how I did it. First thing I did was pick a size. I have, if you can see in the photo there or the video, you can see that there's two different sizes there. I picked the lower size because it has less friction. It works a whole lot better. So what I did is I just started off and I cut all the pieces up. I did it production style, based on some stuff that I learned in a wood shop that I worked at once. And you can see here that I'm just going to saw them all up. And what you've got to do once you've sawn it up, that any kind of saw, that is a curve, that's a flush cut saw there that I'm improvising with. And of course it's going to leave a rough edge on all those solid plastics. So you want to sand that down and make it smooth. I also, it's not as visible inside in this video, but I sanded just the inside, about a 1/2 inch of the inside of that medicine bottle or vial there, and just to smooth it out. And it adds just a little bit of friction to the container, which helps retain the rounds inside there. And then the next thing you're going to see here is same thing. I'm just going to do the tubes. The tubes are cut to 2 inches long. I'll put that at the end of the video. So that you have all the specifications will be at the end of the video. But I just wanted to sort of show you the process here, and I hope I don't spend a bunch of time stuff that you don't need to know, but I think that you need to see this detail. And the same thing, I just cleaned up the edge, but I didn't sand it. In most cases, I just was able to get it off with my fingers. Then the next thing I did was drill holes for the bottom so that the screw wouldn't split the plastic. Because the first one I tested, when I just screwed it up through the plastic, I thought it was soft enough plastic. It didn't. It split the bottom. So you want to pre-drill the bottom of the medicine cup there, or medicine bottle. I'm sorry. And then on those specimen tubes, what I did there at the lid, about the best amount of hot melt glue to use is about 1/3 of that lid. If you use more than that, it'll be hot enough. It'll actually melt that sort of opaque plastic lid there and render the project or that portion of the project useless. And then once you get that hot melt glue set, and I want to make a note here before I keep going, is that you'll notice in that little last video section there that I used the full moon clip to center it inside the cup to help press that down inside the lid that we glued the two pieces together to. Goodness, I hope that's easy to follow. Anyway, it helps that set and keep everything where you want it, all centered in there, and that's really important, as you'll see later on here. Okay, so then the next thing is, once you get them together, you can see they're all pretty much the same size there. I mean, I'm sure there's a little bit of variations, but not enough to make a difference. At least in my experience with these. I have several of them. Some are just setting aside for spares. Others are for just practice. And you can see, here it is in action. They're pressed down in there. Pull them out. Boom, you're out. I mean, do you see that? All the naysayers, you can say anything you want to me about it. I don't care what you have to say about that. Watch now. I'm going to show you something. Watching. I pushed that in there really hard too. You see that? Now watch. Alright. Now that works for me. That's why it's in the Work For Me project. Alright? So now I'm going to close out the video. And I'll leave all the rest. I'll put details in the photos that you're about to see. This Unit 13. I'm out of here.